You buy the full moon, you sell the new moon. You buy the full moon, you sell the new moon. Look at that. Bought the full moon, sold the new moon. 2 days later, bam. Bought the full moon, sold the new moon. Bought the full moon, sold the new moon. 3 days later, bam. Bought the full moon, sold the new moon. Okay? It is very, very simple. We have taken us all the way back to fucking 1999, 9/11, 2008 crisis. We've done it all. Buy the full moon, sell the new moon. Drops. Buy the full moon, sell the new moon. Slight gain. Drops all the way down after the new moon. Buy the full moon, sell the new moon. You bought the bottom and sold the top. Fucking shit dropped 25%. Bounced up, you bought it here, you sold it up here. Bought it here, sold it up here. It dropped. You know, look at this. We can back test this, baby. There are only two things, nothing is better than the salmon signal. But we've done this, man. Last time I did this, somebody lost their fucking shit in chat. You're a fucking piece of shit. You're such a fucking slimy asshole. Why would you say this shit? Somebody's gonna think you're serious. You have no way of proving this. You're teaching people bad fucking habits. Rah, 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 rah. But look at this. Look at this. 2009. If you sold in February and you bought the absolute bottom, the full moon was the absolute bottom. The absolute bottom of the financial crisis. Look at this. Another big dip. Bought, sold, bought, sold, bought, sold, right? Look at this. Look at this one right here. September 22nd, 2008. You would have sold the day before the beginning of the global financial crisis. You would have bought back all the way down here, sold up here. The market drops another 20%. You buy here, sell this green month, right? This green week. Drops, you buy, sell this big green week. Drop, buy, sell. Buy, sell, bought the bottom of the 2008 financial crisis. The bottom of the 2001 dot-com bubble. Okay, I'm just gonna show you this. Look at this. You bought this big dip, right? You sold here, bought this big dip. It jumps back up this week, you sell. The S&P 500 then drops 27% in 3 weeks. And guess when you bought? The absolute bottom. You sold up here, bought, sold, and then 20% drop, you bought again. Sold this big pump. Bought, sell all the way up here. Drawback, buy, sold the top again. Bought the bottom, sold the top. Huge drop, bought the bottom. Bump up, sell, bought the bottom again. I could do this all day long. Look at this moon right here. You would have sold on September 9th, 2011, and you would have bought back when the market restarted trading on the 23rd. Nobody is doing this with all of their money, but there are some people who, over the past year, started a little fun portfolio of just buying SPY or VOO on the day before the day of the new moon and selling the day before the day of the new moon, the full moon and new moon, and just to track it. I don't know how they're doing so far. I mean, look at this. It's not even a joke. There is none of these massive major market corrections where the new moon happened or the full moon happened. Look at this. Look at this. New moon here, August 2011. You sold before the absolute bear market drop in 3 weeks and bought the exact bottom. Sold the exact top of the rebound, bought back here, sold probably slightly here, bought here, and then sold the absolute fucking top before another pullback. It's wild. You didn't get an L until November. Like, look at this. You sold before this drawdown. Sold before this drawdown. Sold before this drawdown. The S&P 500 drops from 165 all the way down to 155. 20, almost 15%. Sold before this drawdown. Here's the first time that you missed it. You had to wait until January of 2014 where you would have bought at 183 and you would have sold at 178. But then you would have bought back here and then sold. You would have gained it all back right there. Sold before this big drawdown. Look at this. Sold at 201. Didn't buy back until it was at 108 or 180. Sold up here, bought back here, sold up here. Look at this. Look at this one. Sell here, 2 weeks later, all the way down, you bought the bottom, and then you sold up here. That's insane. And then this is my favorite one right here. 2015. You sold August 10th, 2015. You missed a 22% drawdown, and you didn't buy back until it was at 190. Sold this spike up here, then bought the absolute bottom in 2015 before selling up here. Okay, the only way to test this is let's look at 2018 tech crisis and then COVID and see what happened. Maybe it doesn't work every time. All right, you sold here in January of 18, bought back here, sold here, slightly break even, bought the bottom here, sold up here, then a big crash. Where's 2018? You would have sold SPY 288, bought back at 250, sold at 280, bought back at 259, sold at 282, not bought back in until all the way at 232, the day before the market went on a 41% run. Okay, what about COVID? You would have sold February. We liquidated our entire portfolio on February 24th of 2020. I remember that. I was live when that happened. You would have sold February of 2020, and you wouldn't have bought back until March of 2020. You would have sold this pop, then you would have bought back here, and then you would have sold here. Pop, sold, pop, sell, pop, sell. God, look at this run right here. 2021 up here. Then you would have sold the absolute top of the market before the recession in 2022. Bought the bottom here. Didn't sell until this huge candle up here. Bought down here, sold up here, bought here, right before it, another moon. Look at this, the bottom here. The 2022 recession bottom was a new moon, or a full moon. Look at this, sell here all the way down here. Oh my God, the day salmon showed up and we went balls deep, October was a full moon too. No shot, here we are again. Sell before the massive drop, salmon shows up, full moon. This one would have been break even. Sell, big drop, buy. Sell, big drop, buy. Sell before a massive drawdown that we bought that day too. Then it jumped up. Then you sold before another huge drop in 2025. Wait, you would have sold the day before the first tariff announcement, bought the bottom, and then only held it for a little bit, and then sold 2 days before Liberation Day. Unc doesn't read chat. The chart reads weekly, not daily. And little pup in chat doesn't know how to do content. That's why nobody fucking watches your stream. Enjoy your one viewer, which is either your phone or your fucking grandma who keeps it on a fucking, is this how I take a picture? Shut up, little bro, and sit down. It's called content, dipshit. I'm sorry, that was toxic. Go fuck yourself. That's better. But no, isn't that kind of funny? I know we're obviously making a joke here. No one's telling you to seriously invest this way, okay? It's just fun entertainment, all right? The fact that you guys are having to tell me, Stocky, it's not actually exactly accurate. You have a weekly chart, not a daily, so we don't know if it was at the beginning of that week or the exact day of the full moon. You're not being 100% transparent and clear in your data analysis here. People could take this and miss. It's misinformation and fake. Bitch, we're having fun. It's okay. Sit down. Okay, I got you. You can sit on my lap if you want.